nerds, what's up? So today we're doing a movie adaptation review and discussion because Insurgent just came out and oh lordy. So I'm doing a video about it because Toxie Moxie tried to kill me when I put on Twitter that I might not do one, and so it's for you, Toxie Moxie. Okay, that's it. Let's go. Let's do this. Okay, so this movie came out and I'm gonna start with a spoiler-free section so you're all safe and dandy, and then I will warn you before I start getting into some discussion video parts that will definitely be spoily. And yeah, so this movie was really disappointing. I have to say, I did not enjoy it. It started out great. The first scene, it was amazing and it was intense and oh my god, and they were going, and then the movie kept going, and then it kept going, and then it kept going, and then it ended, and I was like, what? There were too many changes for me to be able to be okay with it. And for me, okay, realistically, if you could make the entire movie all the time, no matter what, if it's a book first, make it without changes whatsoever, that's what would make me happiest. But I do know that that's unrealistic of me to think. I am okay with changes if it brings the movie up or it brings the story up and it changes good things and makes the story better. And as far as Insurgent goes, and Allegiant especially, the books also get disappointing as the story goes on. So I knew that there would be changes and I was really hoping it to make it better, and it didn't. It made it worse. Or just as bad but different? I don't know. I don't know what happened here. It just was not fun. And I do have to point out that my boyfriend is not a reader and he went and saw it with me too, and he also said that it was not that great. It wasn't exciting enough, there wasn't enough action, it was all just weird dream sequences being the simulation, so nothing was really actually happening in the story in his opinion. So I'm not the, like, as a movie to book adaptation, I mean book to movie adaptation, I'm not the only one who is disappointed. A moviegoer who's never read the books was also disappointed, so I guess that's just the one point that I want to make there. So altogether, I give this movie a 2 out of 5 stars. As far as being an adaptation goes, obviously it was an awful adaptation because they changed basically everything. Like, what? And then as far as just a movie goes, it also just was, what? Let's get into some discussions. So if you haven't seen the movie, if you haven't read the book, if you haven't whatever, yada yada yada, go leave now, bye, see you later, see ya. And now let's talk about some things. Spoilers. It started out really good. I'm so disappointed with that fact. That first scene in Amity was really good. I just love, I mean, Triss is a fucking badass, and that's always great to see. I do have to say that when I realized in the previews that Triss probably wasn't going to have a fear of guns because of the PTSD, I was excited for that because that was one of the things that really bugged me in the book. It just didn't feel realistic in the book. It felt misplaced, and it just was annoying to read. And it was like, Triss, stop being a baby, let's do this, because she was fine with doing other things, and so that annoyed me. So I was like, okay, good. But then she still was having PTSD dreams, but then was totally fine in real life or something. I don't know. That didn't make any sense to me. So I feel like if they were going to get rid of the PTSD, they should have just gotten rid of the PTSD. Why were you doing weird dream things? But that first scene, there was a lot of comedy, especially when they were in Amity, and I was like, oh yes, this is gonna be good, because I like me some comedy within my action movies. So there's like that one scene where they're in line and then Will like comes up and he's just like, oh yeah, I'll take more, and he's making fun of the Amity for being so nice, and that was just a really fun like little moment, and I loved that. And then you see them sitting down and Triss fucking fucks up Will, and the way it was shot, I thought it was a dream sequence, especially since didn't we just get one of those? I don't remember if we did, but it just felt very simulation-y, so that was weird. I didn't really like how that was filmed because I wasn't sure what was really happening, but I liked the scene itself on its own if I'm not trying to understand it, I guess. And then it all just kind of starts going downhill from there. I didn't like the deaths of Eric That was stupid. I just felt like Trish should have been the one to kill him like it was in the book. She's the one that deserved his death. Talk about a revenge death. She should have done it. The fucking weird suicide things, like, what? Why were they on the ledge right there? Like, in the book, it's just explained where, like, it's mortal peril and you will die in the situation that they're in. I don't remember exactly where it takes place in the book, but in the movie, all I was thinking was, why doesn't somebody run up there and grab them? Like, they could have stopped the fall and then no one would have died. It just was so stupid. Everyone keeps asking if the box was in the book. No, it wasn't in the book. It wasn't there. It didn't exist. It wasn't there. The whole point of the reason Janine needs Tris in the book is because Janine is trying to create a serum that mind controls that's powerful enough to make Tris not be able to snap out of it. And if she succeeds in making it so that Tris can't snap out of it, then she's made the serum strong enough for everybody in the community. It just makes it so much more like, ha! Whenever Tris succeeds in like getting out of this simulation, because that's the whole point in the first book, is that she keeps being able to say, this isn't real, let me fake break the glass and then I'll get out of it, or let me like dip into the puddle and then the raven comes out, or whatever it is, you know? And that's not the point anymore in the things, so I just don't get it. It didn't make any sense being the other way around. And so it wasn't that cool, because then you also don't get to see Janine's frustration at Tris or at her success, which was one of my favorite parts in the book, was watching Janine get pissed the fuck off that she can't, that Tris keeps succeeding through the simulations and keeps coming out of it. But you only got that once, and then she sounded like she was asking for Jack in the water in Titanic. And then I was even more mad. So the scene where Will saves Tris by making her pretend die happens so much more like smoothly in the book that I was just annoyed of how it happened in the movie. Like, what? This doesn't make any sense. Why was she bleeding from her nose if she was fake dead? But in the book, it's supposed to be an injection that kills her, and so it like, it's on the TL, but it worked. And I didn't like the fucking Four's mom's name, I don't remember, but she got to kill Janine. I didn't like that. I also didn't like that there was really any conflict between Four's mom and how she was running the faction list and what she wanted from the government when it ended. That was like a huge form of problems in the book. But it wasn't really a problem. Like, no one didn't like her. There was no distrust between her and Tris like there should have been. Like, who are you? Why do we like you? Like, and then Four being all mad at her, like, just seemed so unrealistic because he knew she was alive, but he's not supposed to know she was alive. Stupid. But I did like Caleb. Caleb did some funny things too. But I hated Caleb in the... Really? Thank you. Oh, I thought Caleb was also really good comedic timing or comedic relief or whatever. He was good. There weren't things that I hated where I was like, oh, they changed it and now I'm mad. It was more like, why did you bother changing it to be like this? So those are my feelings about book to movie adaptation. If you liked the movie, let me know why. Give me some perspective that's different than my own, please. If you didn't like it and you agree with what I'm saying, let me know as well. Give this video a thumbs up. And make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye! Also, the weird hairbrush things, those